In fact, it is a statement in the Gita that the soul, the person, is its own friend and its own enemy. Now the question is, first shall we speak about how it is its own friend or its own enemy? Of course, let us speak about first its own friend, and that becomes very clear how one becomes its own enemy. All the thoughts, the feelings, comes in the mind. And it is the human being, when it is mentioned in the Gita, the person itself is its own friend. What does it mean, the person? It means a human being. In human life, there are many situations in our everyday life when there are critical situations, challenges in life, to make a decision. Now, at that time, its choice is my own. When I make a decision under the influences of desires, the being, the living energy, makes decision under the influence of fear, or takes a step without any understanding. It means it's not helping the self. Friend means be clear, be honest, be friendly to yourself, and communicate with an open and honest heart, without any fear, without any hesitation, without hiding anything from the self. And so when it is in the Gita very clearly mentioned, the soul, the person, its own friend. It means is able to make the mind aware. So it is own friend. This friendship consists of in three different faculties of the person. One is the mind, which has desires, has the feelings, has emotions, has wishes. The second aspect or the faculty of the person or the being is the intellect, which is now seeing how the desires of the mind are coming up, which make a person subservient of itself. For example, now there is a desire to develop, or not develop, but interest of using something which is not good for health under the influence of compulsion. One begins to go into wrong direction of taking drugs under the influence of conducting bad habits, develops some kind of nature which creates, outwardly it looks like beautiful, but in fact it is deceiving the self. And so it means causing the harm to the self. So now intellect has to become very clear the friend of the mind. Because if any decision is made under the influence of anything which is going to cause harm to health, cause harm in relationships, can cause harm in developing the personality, living in society with respect. So, intellect becomes on one side very critical, controlling as well. You should not do that. It is harmful. Become a detached observer. So when our mind is creating some wrong desires, bringing some kind of things which is not really beneficial and uplifting for myself, so intellect becomes friend. And stop, be careful, be cautious. So intellect is not from somebody else, it is of my own decision. And then that decision makes the person aware to use the controlling power, discipline in the self. And in this way, man or the soul, the mind, man, is not actually, in Hindi it is man, M-A-N, and when we write in English it's man. And man means mind is the faculty of the soul, of the living energy of the human being. And buddhi, the intellect, is bodh, means the awareness, like Buddha, awareness. And so awareness is the friend, realization is the friend. So right realization is the friend. And so if I become my own friend, so in this way I am my friend to control myself, to discipline myself, give direction to my own self, and be honest with my own self that this is not good. Any addiction, any bad habits, developing any kind of personality which is not non-benevolent, in this way it's being friend. And sometimes it is controlling power is not. There is, intellect is deciding, but there is not the personality or habits from the past are so powerful that we become subservient to our desires. We become subservient to the influences of others. The person becomes, has a desire that others should respect me, others should accept me, I should please them. And in this way, what happens, instead of becoming friend, we begin to do wrong things and we cause harm to ourselves. And this is what is being enemy of the self. So soul is its own friend and its own enemy, because eventually it causes harm in health, wealth and happiness. So if I am causing harm to myself and damaging my health, wealth and my happiness and my relationships due to any addiction, any influences, I am my own enemy and I am my own friend.